Coming up on Fulton Today, Juvenile Court looks to volunteers to help make a difference in the lives of children and their families. We'll explain.
Fulton's youth commissioners toured county schools with a stern warning. I'm Brian Robinson, and I'll have more on this story coming up.
And this is the last week to apply for one of the multiple homestead exemptions available for Fulton County residents. That and much more starts right now on Fulton Today. Welcome to Fulton Today, everybody. I'm Shania Chavis-Rucker. A recent scare involving drugs masked as candy at a Fulton County school has Fulton's youth commissioners taking action. FGTV's Brian Robinson joins us now with more on this important story. Brian?
Shania, that scare prompted the Fulton youth commissioners to bring their drug prevention workshop to local schools with the hope of getting their peers not to try drugs, not even once. The Fulton's youth commissioner's message about the dangers of drugs could not have come at a better time for these Sandtown middle school students.
And that's how potent fentanyl is.
It was just last month when some of these students witnessed nearly 30 of their fellow classmates be taken to the hospital after eating candy that was later found to be laced with THC, a chemical in marijuana. Since then, the Youth Commission has utilized its Not Even Once drug prevention workshop to make their peers aware of the dangers and consequences of drug usage.
We believe the peer-to-peer approach for our Not Even Once drug prevention initiative is the best way to get the message into the schools. We translate the information into terms that young people can relate to or understand. We have, again, young people who understand the music and the culture and the language, and we translate our message into those forms and terms that young people can easily retain.
The Not Even Once drug prevention workshop not only offers visuals of how drugs look, it also provides how one may feel after taking the substances. Fulton officials say school systems have been receptive to the workshops. According to the CDC website, alcohol, marijuana, and tobacco are the substances most commonly used by adolescents. By 12th grade, about 2/3 of students have tried alcohol. About half of 9th through 12th graders have used marijuana. In that same age range, 4 in 10 have tried cigarettes, and 2 in 10 12th graders have used prescription medicine without a prescription.
I really do think that this is super beneficial to have in the classroom.
The Not Even Once drug prevention workshop is also designed to educate adults. The youth commissioners were invited to speak during an Atlanta Public Schools counselors and social workers training class to offer a youth perspective about the drug culture happening in middle schools and high schools.
I think that there's definitely, we talk about like teen jargon and language, and that even plays into like drug names, because a lot of people who come from different generations aren't hip with what the traditional like drugs are now being called these days, and so that prevents them from really being able to identify the problem. And so what we're trying to do is just give them kind of a new perspective and the youth perspective on these issues.
I say kids speak a different language from adults. So the kids that were here that did the presentation, they were able to present it in a way that we can understand it and we know what to look for, the signs, the symbols, and things like that.
It's knowing those signs and symbols that can make a big difference in a child's life. Now, the drug prevention workshops are available to teachers, counselors, social workers, and parents. And for more information, you can contact Reginald Crosley at 404-612-7386 or email him at reginald.crosley@fultoncountyga.gov. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Brian Robinson.
Thank you, Brian. Juvenile Court puts out a call for volunteers to help serve on its Citizens Review Panel. These first-time volunteers were trained in all types of juvenile cases during a 2-day course, including how to conduct legal mandated reviews of the status and welfare of children in the legal custody of the Department of Family and Children's Services. That's placed there by the court.
There is no jury in juvenile court, and once the Department of Family and Children's Services has been given custody of a child that can't remain in the home, then this group of volunteers will review the cases and make recommendations to the judge. So it gives different set of eyes of people in the community giving feedback to the court on how they feel like this case ought to proceed.
The group also learned about misdemeanor and felony offenses to delinquency and foster care cases. Fulton County Juvenile Court is the largest juvenile court in Georgia and amongst the largest in the Southeast, and that means the court hears thousands of cases each year.
We need someone that's passionate, dedicated, very community-oriented, and that can look at a case from a point of view that may be different and bring something to the table.
To get more information on how to serve on the Fulton County Juvenile Court Citizen Review Panel, just call 404-613-4667. Members of Fulton's justice community help a group of young people who are hoping to follow in their footsteps.
Therefore, the First Amendment does apply to the right of the individual to protest.
Superior Court Chief Judge Robert McBurney and Juvenile Court Judge Renata Turner took part in the annual Young Litigators Moot Court competition. Held in Assembly Hall, this competition provides Metro Atlanta children with the opportunity to learn about law through topical issues. The panel of judges acted as Georgia Supreme Court justices while listening to arguments for and against kneeling during the national anthem. Fulton's Chief Judge was pleased with what he heard.
Surprised and impressed. These are smart young kids who've taken time out of their busy lives to focus on the topic, learn the law, and be prepared. They did a great job, and I hope that they learned something valuable from it.
For the program's 10th anniversary next year, Judge McBurney says efforts are already underway to bring in a justice from the U.S. Supreme Court. He says it would be great to have Ruth Bader Ginsburg as well as Justice Clarence Thomas, who is a Georgia native. Well, this is your final reminder to apply for that homestead exemption if you have not done so already. Once again, the deadline to apply is Monday, April 1st. Homestead exemptions may help reduce property taxes if you live in Fulton County. Several homestead exemptions were adopted by voters last November, including a new senior homestead exemption for residents 65 and older.
If you think you qualify, please don't hesitate. Apply before the deadline expires.
Now, all homeowners may qualify for a basic homestead exemption as long as certain criteria are met. Now, to see that list of criteria and a list of the exemptions available and how to apply for them in person or online, just log on to fultonassessor.org, or you can also call 404-612-6440, extension 4. Fulton's executive team meets for an important discussion about the law. The Association of County Commissioners of Georgia conducted a class at the Loudermilk Center in downtown Atlanta specifically for all county department heads as well as a number of elected officials. It was all to discuss law-related topics, from Fulton's Director of Emergency Management to the Director of Public Works. All of the executive team members were brought up to date by an instructor who serves as a county attorney for Fulton County and other counties.
You really find out that law governs everything that we do, from what we're empowered to do, to what's expected of us, to the ethics that we apply in making decisions. And while some of this may be common sense, a lot of it really is very specific. So there's been great dialogue here.
Now, meetings like this are common. However, what made this one unusual is that all of the attendees work for Fulton County. The Association of County Commissioners of Georgia serves as the consensus building, training, and legislative organization for all 159 county governments in the state. And coming up next on Fulton Today, the public weighs in on upgrading and expanding one of the county's biggest water facilities. Details in our district-by-district coverage next. Fulton holds a public meeting on the Big Creek Water Facility project. And mark your calendars, it's time to meet one-on-one with a Fulton County Commissioner. Here's this week's district-by-district coverage. Fulton leaders joined the county's Department of Public Works to provide information and receive public feedback on the project to upgrade and expand the Big Creek Water Reclamation Facility in Roswell. The meeting at the Chattahoochee Nature Center gave staff an opportunity to provide an overview of the scope, timeline, and benefits of the expansion, and to also hear that community input.
And we still have plenty of time to make changes based on what we hear tonight, and so we're really kind of looking at this as a good chance to check in with the community, let them tell us what they think we're doing right, what they think we need to still work on a little bit more, with the idea that we'd be able to take these comments and address them and then come back to the public in about 4 or 5 months with the 60% drawings and do this process one more time, and then we'll be able to go to construction probably in November of this year.
The Big Creek Water Reclamation Facility serves the largest service area and receives the largest amount of wastewater flow of all of the reclamation facilities in the county's northern service area outside of Atlanta.
I'm really excited about, kind of what our public works team is kind of put together, and what's going to be a multi-year project. I think they've done a great job kind of getting ready for it and getting ready to launch.
The project will upgrade and expand the facility from 24 to 38 million gallons per day to meet the projected wastewater treatment demands from future growth and eliminate odors from the facility. This project is expected to be Fulton's largest public works project in the next 50 years. District 4 Commissioner Natalie Hall takes a walk back in time at the National Center for Civil and Human Rights. The commissioner met with CEO Jill Savitt and COO Don Bird to discuss a potential partnership between the center and the office.
We have generations of young people who just don't know the civil rights history. They don't know about the human rights acts and things that have happened in the United States. And I believe that this center will give them the opportunity to hear what has happened. And if you don't know what you don't know how to fix things. You don't know how to approach these situations. And I think that center will help to educate a lot of our youth and their families.
The mission of the National Center for Civil and Human Rights is to empower people to take the protection of every human rights personally. It's that time again to sit down with the District 5 Commissioner. The quarterly community town hall meetings, known as District Dialogues, kick off next month. Residents can get updates on county services and express concerns directly to Commissioner Marvin Arrington Jr.
We talk about library updates, we talk about tax exemptions and tax collections, and all of the services that Fulton County has to offer.
The commissioner holds several community forums each year in April, August, and December. Check out the District 5 website for all of the details. Now you can catch your commissioners at work all this week with a rebroadcast of the Board of Commissioners meeting right here on FGTV. And still to come on Fulton Today, educators learn the benefits of the county's Text for Help program. Stay with us, everybody. One of the largest county health departments in the state is gearing up for one of the biggest public health observances of the year. We're talking about the Fulton County Board of Health and National Public Health Week. Alicia Cardwell-Alston is the Director of Communications for the Board of Health. Welcome back to Fulton Today.
Hi, Shania. Thanks for having me.
So let's talk about the activities Fulton's Board of Health has planned for National Public Health Week. And is the public invited?
Yes, the public is invited. We have a whole host of exciting activities throughout the week from April 1st through April 5th. We're going to start and launch with a wonderful community garden at our Adamsville Health Center. We're going to have healthy food demonstrations, probably some music, some talent, and we're going to have a great time. We also are going to have a trauma workshop, and we'll be focused on prevention in terms of violence prevention at our Oak Hill Health Center. And also in North Fulton, we are going to have an opioid discussion with dinner and a movie. And please visit our website at fultoncountyboh.org to hear additional details, because we have a host of other events going on also.
And Alicia, explain to us a little bit more about the meaning behind this year's theme, Healthy Communities.
So Healthy Communities is about taking care of yourself, your family, and your community. And so with public health, we are really focusing on different topics, because it's not just physical health, it's also mental health, it's also just holistic health. And so we're looking at health as a whole.
And what are you hoping attendees will take away from these many events?
Really hope that they take away the different aspects of health, the services and programs we have available at the Fulton County Board of Health, and also just that they get in touch with their own health and really value it and know the importance of it for them, but also for their families.
Alicia, always great talking to you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, one more time, everybody. Once again, check out all of the free Public Health Week events at the county's Board of Health website. Well, there's an effort underway to provide teens with advice to stay off drugs and get them the mental health assistance they need. Fulton's behavioral health staffers, along with educators from Fulton County Schools, took part in a training session for the county's recently launched Text for Help program. This anonymous tip line offered in Fulton County Schools can help students reaching out for advice on everything from depression, academic stress, to even substance abuse. The training offered professionals recommendations on best practices and technical support suggestions.
It increases our capacity to be able to serve their needs, especially if they feel like there's no one for them to talk to, or if they have questions or concerns, if there's not an adult that they really feel like they can place their confidence in. And because it's completely anonymous, they can ask any question that is on their minds.
Teens can get connected to a licensed clinician who will respond within 3 minutes, 24 hours a day.
The response was really good. Students really liked the service and needed the service, and we just continued to expand out to make sure that we protected response time from the licensed clinicians, but it really fills that gap that we needed in evenings, weekends, summers, and students being able to access help in a mode that they feel most comfortable.
The Text for Help anonymous tip line is 1-844-823-5323. Fulton County's behavioral health team partnered with the county's school system to offer this program. Meanwhile, Fulton's senior services team brings attention to nutrition and food deserts as a part of National Nutrition Month. In fact, at the Darnell Senior Facility, participants got a one-on-one lesson in preparing a health salad by Chef Joe Engelbert. This was just one of the many Observance Month events around the county to address the growing issue of seniors not eating properly.
You learn so much about nutrition, you get up and move, you learn how to eat, and I don't understand why everybody is not in this place.
Now, this place is the Bowden Senior Center, the venue for another Nutritional Month Health and Fair event. Fulton's Senior Services team offers fitness and health classes every week at the various county senior facilities. You can just contact that star line to, of course, get more details. And still to come on Fulton Today, TV and movie enthusiasts gather under the Gold Dome to say thank you for the state's booming film industry. Stay with us, everybody. This is the last week for local children to vote for their favorite author to win this year's Milner Award. Created in 1983 by school teacher Vera Milner, the purpose of the Milner Awards is to develop a lifelong love of reading in children. As a way of encouraging reading, every Atlanta elementary school gets to vote for their favorite author, who is then invited to be honored at a program with those same children in attendance.
There was a teacher in Atlanta, and she really wanted to promote reading, so she developed this program. The kids vote on it each year. We bring their favorite author in, and we have a good time. Previous winners include Christopher Paul Curtis and the author of the Big Nate series, Lincoln Pierce. To nominate an author who has not won a Milner Award, just log on to afpls.org and click the blue and white Milner Award icon in the middle of the screen. Voting ends on April 1st, everybody. And finally, movie lovers unite to remind state officials about Georgia's thriving film business. The state of Georgia's film office hosted Film Day at the Capitol, and this year, even the Fulton Films office was proudly involved.
about thanking people. It's about thanking the legislators and thanking the governor and, you know, for their support of this industry. I mean, we couldn't do it without them, so that's the whole point of Film Day.
Thank y'all so much for being here this morning. As you know, today is Georgia Film Day at the state capitol.
The reason why we're here is to give our legislators the visual of the importance of this industry and how many people are in this industry, how important it is to our livelihood, to the economy of Georgia. So it's always good to come down here and show them just how much we appreciate them for their support, as well as showing them how much they are giving us.
And we had a fabulous time. Thank you so much, State of Georgia. Well, before we go, our reminder that FGTV wants to connect with you online. Be sure to follow FGTV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for up-to-date Fulton County news. And you can watch a replay of this show and any other FGTV program anytime on our YouTube channel, so please subscribe. Well, that does it for this edition of Fulton Today. I'm Shania Chavis-Rucker. Thank you so much for watching. Join us each week for news around and about Fulton County.